What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today is going to be a really quick video. Yesterday we got a playlist update, which updated the playlist, as we normally expect every week. However, with this there was also a bit of a fix for the Rytec AMR. So today I wanted to cover the details of this fix, and this has to do with the bullet drop. Or more precisely, it just has to do with the zeroing of the scope. Now, if you guys remember from my Rytec AMR gun guide, you'll know that it was kind of strange to be aiming with this compared to the other sniper rifles, because anywhere within about 150 yards or so, you had to actually aim low in order to hit where you wanted to hit. So if you aimed like at the tip of somebody's head at 100 meters, for instance, which is a pretty normal thing to do with the other sniper rifles, you would actually end up shooting above your target. So essentially the scope was zeroed at about 200 to 300 meters, somewhere in there. And that's really jarring for the average gunfight that you're going to be finding yourself in within Call of Duty with a sniper rifle. With yesterday's playlist updates, they have adjusted this, so now it behaves much more like we would expect with a sniper rifle in this game. So let's go through the pre-patch and post-patch so you guys can see exactly how much bullet drop there is with no attachments, as well as with each of the different barrel attachments. And you can see here in my graphic, keeping in mind this is at exactly 100 meters, and I'm aiming as high as possible while still being able to get a hit marker in both of these situations. And pre-patch, you actually had to aim a little bit lower on the head to get a hit marker. Any higher than that, even though you're still technically on the target, and you would be shooting above their head. Whereas post-patch, you now have to hold a little bit high at 100 meters and drop the bullet in to get that headshot. Then with the first barrel, the 7 straight barrel, pre-patch, again, you could see you had to aim kind of middle of the head or even a little bit lower than the middle of the head. Whereas post-patch, now you can aim right at the tip of the head at 100 meters, and you'll get yourself that headshot. After this, we have the Dictator barrel, and even pre-patch, you did have to aim a fair amount above the enemy character model's head in order for it to drop in at 100 meters. Now you have to hold even higher than that. You really have to aim high with this barrel to drop that bullet in. And then finally, with the Harbinger barrel, again, we see a somewhat similar story, just not to the same extreme. Pre-patch, you did have to aim just slightly above the enemy character model's head. Now you have to aim just a little bit higher. And that covers it for the new holdover points at 100 meters for this, but I did want to clarify here, the adjustment they made did not actually affect your bullet velocity at all. This only affected the way the scope is zeroed. So it affects your point of aim when it comes to bullet drop, but it didn't technically change the bullet drop itself. So when it comes to leading a moving target, for instance, you still have to lead the exact same amount as pre-patch, you just have to compensate differently for the height. And just to wrap this all up neatly here, I did want to show you a comparison as well with the 3 different sniper rifles and the different holdover points with each of them, assuming no attachments are equipped. And you can see here, the AX50 and the Rytec AMR are now basically right in line. So if you're used to using an AX50, just translate that knowledge over to the Rytec AMR when it comes to your bullet drop. And it's basically exactly the same. And this works the same when it comes to the barrels as well. And that's great for people that like using the AX50. And you will notice here as well, with the HDR, you don't have to hold over quite as high to get that headshot. Now, this change to the Rytec does bring up some questions here, and this is, now that they fixed this part of the Rytec, have they also fixed the headshot multiplier in Warzone? Because, if you guys remember from my gun guide, the Rytec AMR is the only one out of these 3 sniper rifles that doesn't get a boosted headshot multiplier for Warzone, and this means an enemy that has full health and even just 2 armor plates, you can't get a one-shot kill on them with the Rytec AMR. Whereas you absolutely can with the AX50 and the HDR. Even if they have full armor plates and full health with the AX50 and the HDR, you can get that one-shot kill to the head. And this was actually confirmed by Joe Seacott himself that this is an unintended bug with the Rytec, and that it is supposed to get a one-shot kill to the head in Warzone no matter how much armor the enemy player has. And he did mention that a fix was in the works for this. However, I did do my testing on this as well, and it turns out it still doesn't have that boosted headshot multiplier. So perhaps this is something we have to wait for a title update for them to fix, and they can't just do it in a regular hotfix or playlist update. So yeah, we're still waiting on that fix, and I'd say as of right now, in Warzone at least, you should probably still stay away from the Rytec and stick to the AX50 or the HDR or the Kar 98. And I'll be sure to keep you guys posted once we eventually get that proper headshot multiplier on the Rytec, because then it's going to be a very viable sniper rifle for Warzone, at least in my opinion. But with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's really quick video. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this change to the bullet drop or the scope zero on the Rytec AMR? Did you prefer it pre-patch where it was zeroed in at a much longer range and you had to compensate by aiming lower on your target? Or do you think it feels better post-patch? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.